Hey everybody, welcome to the Two Doodz.
The Two Doodz.
My name is Chris.
I am Nathan.
And we are actually here with two guests today, our two friends, Darren.
Hey, it's Darren, the spicy meatball. Ooh, boopity, boopity, boopity. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Okay, and then we have Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan.
Yeah. You can tell who hasn't been drinking.
Hey.
What a contrast
Chris.
of characters.
Chris?
Everyone listening is like, who the fuck is this asshole yelling about spicy meatballs? And then Dan's like, I'm Dan. And they're like, ooh, this guy, he's intellectual. He's thought-provoking.
I got the sassiest.
I'm moving
There's
a lot
so
right
much
now.
movement in your chair right now.
If only this was a video blog.
We don't do those here. This is a podcast on YouTube. No one watches those on YouTube.
Chris,
Yes?
why do you have tape on your forehead?
Because.
It's because he's drunk.
Yeah.
See, when Chris
me
gets
stats.
drunk, he likes to put tape on random shit, including his testicles. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea if that happens.
Well, he
Wow,
does.
Darren
goes
is
against-
fucked.
That goes against God's will, Chris.
That's in the Ten Commandments. Don't you know that?
He
No,
will strike you down. The
First
11th commandment
First
is
commandment,
do not-
obey God. Second commandment, no tape on your forehead ever.
or on your testicles.
There's no mention of foreheads in the Bible at all.
But there's probably a lot of foreskin.
There's mention of scrotes.
Scrotes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had one of those scrotes before, and then I lost it.
Whoa. You're
So-
a tranny?
So no, he doesn't have his ball skin.
You don't-
He just has his like
you've had a
testicles
I just have the
hanging
ball.
out there.
It's like the balls without the skin. No, it would be
Oh my
It's like
God.
two little like nuggets that are just hanging by cords.
Two little nuggets hanging
It's like
down.
chicken McNuggets if you took crazy glue, glued them together, and then smoked a joint.
You touch the cord and he goes, ow.
Because this is like a raw nerve ending just exposed.
Hey, Darren, stroke a furry wall. Calm down.
You shut your face. You're drunker. You're drunker than I is.
know-
And I said is on purpose, so you can't get
You
mad.
seen a ball without the skin on?
You're on my podcast,
it's like a
Darren.
bunch of string.
I actually have because of that stupid guy where he chops his nuts up and then he cuts his balls out of his nut.
What?
Fake.
Did you?
Yeah.
I-
There was just
Is that Pain Olympics?
Yes. The pain
Fucking. I'm the Olympics of playing. Watch me cut my fucking crotch off. Isn't that fucking real and shit? I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm talking loud, and that's why I'm like 50 feet away from the microphone.
Fine. Yeah, so we don't have any topics at all. I figured since there's, 4 people here, we'd eventually get to something interesting.
We would.
We could talk about all my ridiculous stories.
Well, if you want, do you have any ridiculous stories?
We can start with the one when I was in college, and me and Chris, actually,
Was in
Chris came
college.
down to hang out. Oh, you gotta just rub it in my face. He's not in college anymore because he had medical issues.
Just fucking do your story.
Go to the story.
You don't talk to me like that.
You're on-
Nathan,
you're on-
Nathaniel,
Hey.
you give me a hug.
No, you're
Okay.
on my podcast. Finish your story.
Oh, how many times are you in my basement singing about pooping on people's chests?
Let's not talk about that.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, leewaying back into the segue of what we were talking about.
Darren, I've never been in your basement, ever.
Really?
Well, I've been in there once, but it was full of TVs.
It's not anymore.
It's actually quite clean compared to what it was.
It's full of musical equipment.
Yeah.
There were a couple of sex dolls down there, though.
No. And anyway, going back on topic, me and my friend Chris, we were at the college, and there were a bunch of guys smoking cigarettes. One of them wasn't smoking a cigarette. He was smoking a one-hitter. So I passes it to my friend, my other friend, and he takes a hit, like a nice, good size, not too small, not too long hit. And it's like, oh, okay, I feel good. Then they pass it to me. And I, like I've said, never smoked with anything other than a vaporizer, so I have no idea what to expect. So I go for a good, 30 seconds, maybe even more. No, I swear to God, it was like the longest hit anyone could ever take. and then I go, and I just cough like a motherfucker, and then the next thing I know, I'm like, okay, here, I'm done. I can't do this. This was not built for me. So I walk, and as I'm walking towards the door to get into the complex, I'm just like, hold on a second, man. And I turn to the side, and I just throw up. I just go, and it's not like a huge amount. It's like this little chunk of just gunk that just comes out of my mouth.
This is tobacco?
No. This was the stanky wanky
Sorry.
weed.
No, it's fine. No.
It was the stanky. It was the skunky, man.
Yeah, no, but because I think it was the fact that I had never smoked anything, like actually smoked it, and I had never smoked.
So-
I shouldn't have smoked it that long because it was the longest hit I could have possibly taken. It was a bad idea.
So you threw up like a chunk?
It was like
just a single-
okay.
You
Getting
gave
into
birth.
too much detail here. I turn to the side and I go, and it's like this fucking brown chunk of shit. And I'm like, did I just poop out of my mouth?
See, I was thinking you coughed up a ball, like a black ball, and then you look. Everybody kind of looks at it, and then an eye opens and it goes.
Everyone looks at it and they're like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
And you pick it up in your arms. Just,
I cradle it. It's my baby. This is my child.
no, that's not what happened at all. You just looked at each other like nobody could know.
I look at Chris.
You make a blood pact. You got all cut your hands, slap.
I just look at Chris and I'm like, never speak of this again.
And
this is not my child. And then I punt it across the street.
It's the fraternity mascot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Going off of Darren's story, there was one time when I actually went to a friend's house, and I had a couple of beers, and it got to the point where beers weren't just doing it for us. So he broke out a pipe, and we started smoking so much weed. It was unbelievable. I felt like Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Lion.
I felt like Snoop Lion.
There you go.
Anyways, we were just sitting there and we were watching Sons of Anarchy, and then this guy's brother comes home and he pulls out of his bag just this fucking huge bong, and I was like, I've never smoked from a bong before. This is gonna be great.
How big was the bong?
It was at least a solid 1.5 feet.
How big was the bag?
How big was
The bag to hold the ball?
2 feet? I don't know.
It was the biggest baggy bag of Bagville, USA.
Anyways, he pulls out this bong, and it starts going around the table, and it gets to me, and I'm like, I don't even know how to use a bong. So I tried to make it look like I was using it right. Apparently, I used it right to the point where I got outside, I passed out, and then I woke.
Wait, you passed out outside?
I passed out outside. I was in my friend's driveway. And I was leaning against the basketball hoop, and I was like, you know the signs when you pass out, your vision starts to go and your eyes or your ears start to ring?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
No, I don't know this. I don't know this either. So.
I know what you're talking about.
But through all of that, I was like, guys, I think I'm going to pass out. But really, it sounded like...
Because they were inside?
No, because I couldn't hear myself.
Oh, to you it sounded like
To me, it sounded like I was like... Next thing I remember, I woke up on the ground. There's vomit in front of me.
You vomited as you were passing out?
I remember hearing the sound of my phone hitting the ground, and I remember feeling like this wall hitting me on my side. But I woke up at 5 in the morning.
Still in the same spot?
No, I woke up at 5 in the morning in the house, and I remember my elbow was bruised as all fuck. I was like, ah! I drove home. I felt like an idiot. But blacking out is such a freaking weird experience. It's everyone needs to not try it, but sort of what the fuck are you doing?
I knew that would get someone's attention.
You want to compare marks? I got several
I
collected.
got a shit ton. This is when I got stabbed.
What?
Yeah.
He grew up in
What?
Compton.
I want to hear this story.
No. I don't
Okay.
want to talk about it.
Okay. Well, I have another bong related story, but it's not as interesting. Well,
I didn't get to tell my weed story.
Okay, go ahead. Tell your weed
All
story.
right. So
Save mine for later.
I was at Sunday Mass. And,
Whoa, 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 whoa!
And
Holy shit! Every good story starts off like that.
after the service, I went out behind the church, and there was a couple of hooligans out back.
Those damn dirty hooligans!
Oh God!
Gotta quit that
Smoking the
tobacco.
weed. So I told them the good word of the Lord, and I gave them each a copy of the Old Testament because the New Testament is.
It's for squares. He just smoked a square. That's the ironic part.
I get what he was doing.
Oh, okay.
That's clever.
Was that like your story, or was there more?
And I got robbed.
He got jacked, everybody. They were like, this crazy punk is gonna give us Bibles? Let's punch him in the teeth and steal his money.
But you know what? I forgive them because Jesus forgives, except if you're gay.
He's got a point. Jesus will forgive or he will penetrate. Sometimes he does both at the same time.
It's
Okay.
like, I forgive you, squish, 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 squish.
Squish, 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 squish.
Because sex makes that noise.
What?
Oh, this is the best podcast ever.
Okay, so my bong story. I was.
You're going to hell.
My bong story. I was at the Tenacious D concert that was in Chicago, and there was a guy that we were towards the front of the show too, which we were fucking excited. Except there was this one guy there, just no music playing whatsoever before the show started. In between like opening acts, he's just sitting there bopping his head back and forth to no music, just like literally just the entire time.
I do that sometimes.
He's
Yeah,
I have
be
music in
bopping.
my head.
But
man.
he was like so fucked up, and he had a bong.
Oh.
He had a bong just held under his shirt, like a fucking 3-foot bong, just held there,
Like he
half
was
of
trying
it
to hide
sticking
it?
out. Yeah, like he was trying to hide it, and he's just standing there bopping his head. He's like, "Man, I've got so many drugs right now," and we're like,
Would anybody really care? Chris.
I was just more confused on how the fuck he got it in there. How did he get that in there, disguising it under his shirt? He just walked in
It's
like, "Hey,
hiding
what's
a-
up?"
Hiding a foot long in your shirt, man.
Maybe-
It's just like, no one will know.
Maybe he like hid it in his pants and he's like, there's nothing there anyway.
They did a frisk.
Oh,
When we-
really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Well, they don't want people shooting Jack Black.
Oh.
That would be a national tragedy. Fucking Newtown, Connecticut, the fucking children dying. That's sad. Jack Black dying.
That's a tragedy.
That's the new 9/11. Anyways, Darren told me half of his story when I was hanging out with him about like a drunk story.
Oh, do
And
tell.
I thought maybe this would be good for the podcast.
Okay.
Well, I think I've told some of this to some of you. I don't remember who I told or whatever. You know, you guys on the podcast are probably like, he didn't tell me. What are he talking about? What are he talking about? Snap, snap, snap. But anyway.
Write that on the screen when he says it.
Yeah,
Raven
yeah.
Simone,
See,
just like,
hold
oh,
on. Let me get into character. I just did a Z snap because I'm a strong, independent black woman. I don't need no man. I think I just broke something. And, well,
that was me.
What was
I'm
it?
sorry.
anyway, there was one time when I was at school, and I had oh, thanks.
Okay. Go ahead. While you're at school.
Well, I was at school, and I happened to have a really, really shitty day, but it happened to be on a Friday. So I figured, you know what, it's the weekend, I can have some fun, I can do some stupid shit. Well, I ended up getting pissed off to the point where I just stopped thinking, and I drank...
That's always the best way to go drinking,
I know.
by the way.
I drank an entire bottle, or an entire fifth of Jack Daniels all at once. And, well, the first thing that happened is I just was kind of like, man, I'm frustrated. I'm angry. Fuck the system, bro. Except for I didn't say any of those things. But anyway. I was just kind of like charged up. I was like going to get in a fight with myself. But anyway,
You lost to the mirror.
then I became drunk. And
Would've
at
been
first
fine.
I was literally so drunk I could barely walk anywhere. I couldn't even stand. I was falling. I was up against the fucking wall, just like crawling. And I got to the bathroom and I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna throw up. I got this by the fucking ass, man. And then I just throw up so much. It scarred me for life. I can't drink Jack the way I used to be able to. It used to be water to me, but after throwing up probably like for 30 minutes straight, I was like, I can never have Jack Daniels anymore. But anyway, despite
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Despite throwing up a shit ton, I managed to go downstairs, and this was during a party too, and I'm sitting on the couch in the middle of the room, and I'm just sitting there, and I literally didn't move. I'm like completely slouched, and I'm sitting there for like 30 minutes just going, oh my god! I'm so drunk!
Okay. Whoa, wait. Everybody at home, think about this guy and his face quivering in the fear that he's so drunk.
He's like leaning back, and
And I'm
He's
just
got-
sitting.
like behind him is that slit scan thing from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Open the pod gate doors, Hal.
But
It's Pod Bay.
you shut up! I'm not done with my story.
Let Darren finish the story.
But anyway, so I'm like there freaking out, like holy shit, I can't even move. And then I go from that, like I'm really super slouched when I'm feeling that, and then I like sit up straight, and I kind of like slouch over, and I'm like holding my head up, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna fuck, and I'm gonna pass out. I don't even know. I'm serious. I thought I was gonna fall over head first and do a somersault because I was that drunk. But instead, a couple of my friends come over and they're like, how you doing? I'm like,
Is that what you do when you get super drunk? Just yell.
You sound like an
nonsense?
elephant.
I sound
that's
like
what he's
fucking
been doing.
I sound like Sylvester Stallone, except for that's not actually how. That's what I thought I said. But what I apparently said was, holy shit, guy, I'm so drunk. You know, you guys are fucking awesome and shit, and I don't even.
What did,
You guys are the fucking best. And at this point, after saying this,
wait, what did you think you said?
I don't
You
even.
just thought you said,
No, Dan, this is what I thought I said.
But what you really said was, oh, you guys are the best.
Usually it's the opposite. Usually
Yeah.
people think they say words, but really what they say is like,
Well, no, I completely remember what I said, but at the time I was so drunk that when I heard it and I heard what was coming out of my mouth, to me it was just like, and I'm just like, what did I say? But anyway, so I get to this point in the conversation where I'm telling my friends how much I love them and that they're the best, and that, you know, man,
can't you say this to
you're
us?
the fucking shit. Because I'm not drunk around you guys that often. But anyway, at this point, I go from sitting on the edge of the couch to just falling over the side of the couch. And I'm lying on the ground, and I'm just sitting there on my back for a few seconds. And all of a sudden, I just start going... And while I'm laughing, I'm rolling on the ground, like all the way across the floor. You just going...
I'm like,
he literally raffled. He literally raffled.
I did. I was rolling on the ground laughing, and they're like, dude, Darren, are you okay? And I'm like, oh my god, am I? And then I take there's this little hammock thing that I bought for the house, and it's like this little rectangular leather, like, footrest thing, but you can take the top off of it and put stuff inside it. I took the top off of it, put it on the ground, and I go to my friends and I go, and I point at the bottom of the thing, and I go, on a level of nothing to, I fucking love you guys. You guys are the fucking shit! And then I just throw it. I just throw it out of my hands into the air.
What were you pointing at? What did you throw?
It was the top of a hammock. It was like a little rectangular piece of leather almost.
Oh.
And I just flip it and it goes flying in the air. And everyone's just fucking dying of laughter because I was so ridiculous. But then I turn around and someone's trying to talk to me and I don't remember what they were trying to say. They're like, dude, Darren, you're really drunk. And I just was, I for some reason, this is what I said, and this is the exact words that came out of my mouth. What are you saying, man? This isn't fucking Egyptia. Oh shit, Egyptia's not a place. This isn't fucking Egypt. And I literally did. At the time, I was super drunk, and I even realized then that what I was saying was making no sense. So then for another 2 or 3 hours, I'm rolling on the ground, I'm laughing, I'm kicking up my shoe, using it as a phone.
Shit phone.
It is a laundry list of shit that I did.
By the way, everyone, we now have a level of drunkenness rating because of that specific incident.
Yeah.
It's on a rate of stone cold sober to shoe phone drunk. So
Shoe phone drunk is when you take off your shoe, you put it up to your face and use it as a phone, thinking you have a legitimate conversation with someone.
Or instead of having a legitimate conversation, sometimes you just take it off and you just caress it and you just go.
He just took off his phone.
You roll in the corner and you just hug your shoe and you're just like, man, shoe, you don't let me down. You don't fucking shit ass.
Who's your
I
provider?
don't even know what I'm saying, but
Who's your provider?
what?
Who's your provider?
like service for your shoe phone.
Oh, my shoe phone provider is Guinness.
Guinness is
Yes.
That is a great shoe phone provider. Although I personally like
They don't have the best reception.
they don't have the best
Oh,
reception.
out in the desert area, it's not really,
It's better than the cheap Mexican services by Corona. They're awful.
Oh, okay.
You can't drop calls. Every now and then I get a call from Consuela and she's like, hey, I cleaned your room, hey, potatoes. And I'm like, why do you sound...
Man, that's racist.
And I'm like, why did you just say potatoes? That has nothing to do with Mexican people. And why do you sound like you're Italian?
What's with you and potatoes?
It's shit. It's only when he drinks that potatoes become a It used to be a lot common.
No, I just say potatoes random. It's the Irishness. My Irish is just bleeding out. It's like, you like potatoes, so talk about them.
It's the Spud famine of 1954.
See, now that was racist. No, anyway.
Was that the 50s?
I don't fucking know.
I don't think it was.
Pretty sure it was the 30s.
Yeah, it could have been the
Great
30s.
Who
Depression.
fucking cares
But-
except the Irish people?
I guess the last thing I'll say is, after being super drunk and saying all that stupid shit and doing stupid stuff,
You mean like you're doing right now?
yeah. I'm trying to remember because I think there was something else, and it's like on the tip of me tongue. See, that's the Irish. I told you. I warned you.
I'm sorry. He's just so Irish.
Nathan is so it just lost it. That is
He's
everything.
just so. I'm sorry. I leaned
That
over
spooks me.
onto Dan and my hands touched his thighs and he thought
It tickles.
he was just like, "Whoa, let's not get frisky right now." I have a funny story. If you're done,
No, I just wanted.
It's
I
got to
guess
be a drunk story.
The
It is a
the
drunk
conclusion of my drunk story is everyone started going home or back to their dorms or whatever, and one of my friends was like, okay, I'll carry you. They didn't carry me because I'm a big person, but they helped guide me to my room. And I walk over to my bed. I don't take off or put on any pajamas or whatever. I just look at my bed for 1 second and then just collapse in it, and I'm out. And then I just woke up the next morning like, holy shit, did that really happen? And it totally did.
Well, I've only seen shoe phone twice.
Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. The rating scale for me for drunkenness. You see, I happen to have a rating scale of how drunk I am because I've been to pretty much every level of drunkenness besides dying.
What about almost dying?
That I've come close to that.
That's-
the
that's
story,
number 10.
the story I just talked about was pretty close there, a little under there, because I did throw up. But I have this weird thing where, like, when I get slightly tipsy, everything looks so much clearer and, like, more focused, and I call this HD vision, drunk HD vision. And I don't know why, but, like, my senses heighten and I can hear everything, and I'm, like, freaking out. And then after that, I have just really fucking socially open,
Unacceptable.
socially open Darren. I just talk to everyone. I say whatever the fuck I want, and I just don't give a shit. Then I have pretty drunk, kind of stumbling around, being an extra big goofball. Then I have, holy shit, I'm gonna say whatever my mind just fucking anything. And I'm just, like, stumbling around. And there was one time I played Hitman. It's a video game. It was Blood Money. And I was to this level of drunkenness. And I literally stood in one area spinning the character around for 10 minutes.
I do that all the time.
No, but I
sober
think he
all
was
the time.
doing it to try to keep his balance in real life.
I know, I don't know why, I was like, I thought, like, when I was doing that, I thought I was, like, doing the mission. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fucking Santa Claus, doing this shit, yo. And I didn't even leave a room. And I remember this because the game was still on the next day, and I go, wait a minute, this is exactly where I started. And I was literally, like, 2 feet away. But anyway, then there's Pretty Drunk, and it's getting close to Shoe Phone. And then there's Shoe Phone, which is very, very drunk. So, that's the scale of dumb drunk-assery.
Okay,
Speaking-
but Nathan, you had a story, correct?
I was just going to say I'm going to have more vodka.
Nathan, you had a story.
I did have a story, and it involves my best friend Chris.
Right. I don't. Maybe I'll remember this. Maybe I won't.
You will remember. Well, you might remember this. I remembered this for sure. Well, parts of it. It started off as a very quiet night at Chris's house.
Like always.
Like always. We're sitting in his garage talking, and then we're like, hey, there's beer in the fridge. Why don't we have some? 23 beers to be precise. So, thinking this is a good idea, I shotgun 12, Chris shotguns 11. By the time we're finished, we're both pretty crunk,
Yes.
as mentioned in the last episode.
Yes. Go on.
Was
Go-
this last episode?
No, the previous episode.
Don't you watch our show, Dan?
No.
Get out of here.
Dan's got more important things like Santa Claus and potato chips on his mind.
Go.
Potatoes again. Anyways,
I hadn't had potato chips for years, except for today.
regardless,
I had a brief relapse, but
My potato chip addiction. Can you inject the potato chips into my veins?
regardless, we're all drunk. So we, when I say we're all, I don't know why I said we're all. The both of us are drunk.
Yes.
So
Well, I guess it is technically we are all because we were the only two there.
So there we are in Chris's garage, and his mom's car is in the garage, and I'm holding on to dear life on the car so I don't fall over. And then Chris is like, by the way, we have a bottle of Jaeger in the freezer.
Always a good choice.
And I was like, this is fucking an excellent night. This is great. So I tell him to go get the Jaeger. Both of us split about a third of the bottle, would you say? Maybe more? Half of the bottle?
Yeah, almost a half, yeah.
So 12 beers in and half a bottle of Jaeger later, I'm sitting on the ground next to the car with a trash bin in between my legs, and I'm like, Chris, I'm gonna die. Don't leave me. And he's running inside to go use the bathroom, but he can't even make it up the stairs into the house. So I'm just like, don't leave me, please. And he runs into the.
so sad when you said that.
I was crying and throwing up. I thought I was gonna die. I'm not even kidding. I was. Then once I finished, I somehow made it into the house,
You don't want it.
and then laid down on the couch and fell asleep into the abyss. They're cheersing.
Yes, we cheers. Sorry.
cheers.
Sorry to distract from Nathan's story.
How
but,
dare you, sir?
but yeah.
That was really fun up until we threw up.
Okay, can I tell my side of that
No,
story?
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, it's
Whoa! It's part of the same story.
I know,
man.
I know.
Hey,
I
it's
thought
a
you was gonna
free-for-all.
tell
On
it's
the-
completely different.
No. On the same story. What happened? We had the 12 beers, and this was all in the span of I think about 2 hours.
Yeah, about
About
that.
2 hours because we were just going one right after another, and this was right after we discovered shotgunning was a great way to down a beer real quickly.
Were we ever that young?
So we go through and we're outside and it's midsummer, which is fucking amazing. And
best time.
yes, and afterwards I'm like standing in the front yard and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna pass out here. And Nathan was like, don't do that. So then what do we decide?
What?
Because I was gonna pass out in the
Don't
front
do
yard.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then we go back in.
What were you doing out there? I thought you were in the garage.
Well, the garage goes to the front yard.
This is the worst movie I've ever seen.
This isn't a movie. This is real life.
You've
All right,
never
Siskel.
you've never seen Transformers 2.
Fucking Ebert.
But yeah, we're walking in between the garage to get the more beers, and we're standing outside sometimes because it's nice out. But then I walk in and I'm like, we're out of beers. So what do I see the Jaeger and we start drinking it.
Stupidly enough.
Stupidly enough, yeah, and we're chasing it with more beer. I think
Yeah.
we're chasing it with more beer, and all of a sudden he's like, I think I'm gonna throw up, and he almost starts puking, and I start like running inside because I'm like, oh shit. I'm gonna throw up. And I can't make it up the stairs. He's like, no, don't go inside. And I'm like, I have to. I would stay out here, but I'm gonna throw up. And he's like, don't go inside.
You look so sad.
I was crying.
I can feel your pain.
So I run inside and go to the bathroom, and I'm puking on in the bathroom, laying on the floor. And he walks inside. Nathan walks inside, and he's like, "Are you okay, Chris?" And I'm like, "Fucking yeah, I feel a lot better now."
I don't even remember that.
You just knocked on the bathroom door, like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I feel better now." And he's like, "I'm gonna go to sleep," and I'm like, "Okay." So I walk out after I'm done cleaning up in the bathroom, and he's sleeping on the couch. I go upstairs, pass out in my room. Next day, worst day of my life. I threw up at least 5 times from being hungover.
And I felt fucking fantastic.
I couldn't even eat a Wendy's burger. I couldn't. So Dan, you had a story to tell?
Oh yeah, it's a pretty crazy drunk story.
A pretty crazy
Knew it
drunk
then,
story?
but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna throw up, but I just need to spit. Well, in case I need to spit. Just
Okay.
'cause-
It was
Go, Dan.
it was Ash Wednesday at my church,
All are very church related, aren't they?
and it was a particularly crazy day.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
Miss Williams was, all over the place talking about the blacks, and we had to escort her out of the church.
Whoa, time out. He just said the blacks. I don't know why that made me laugh as much as it did. Probably because I'm drunk.
And excuse me, I'm telling a story here.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, Daniel. I didn't mean to
And
offend you.
we were doing.
What the fuck was that? I'm sorry, Dan, but
You
what
need to
the
do
fuck
at least
was
5
that?
Hail Marys to cleanse yourself of that sin.
Is this how you Hail Mary? Money!
You do
money.
this.
No one can see your emotions. We're on a podcast.
I'm moving a prayer bead and then doing that cross thing that
See, we got,
soldiers
this is
that
the point.
soldiers do on D-Day when they're in that boat.
This is the
in Medal of
point
Honor front
of
line.
the video where we zoom in on Dan's face
And
while
I-
he does it.
And also good Christians like me do when they pray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus and shit.
Okay, and we got to communion after we escorted Miss Williams out, and
Go ahead.
and the wine was particularly
Strong?
winey. Yes.
Why?
This is
And
very
just
blood of Christy.
I had a sip of the wine, and next thing I remember, a couple Lutheran churches had burned down.
Oh, shit.
And also, I was in the nude.
He was in the nude.
I was in the nude.
Were you fondling yourself in the nude?
Or was the priest fondling you?
I had to do at least 2.
I like
Hail
that
Marys.
answer. made complete and total
Okay.
sense.
So yeah, I don't know.
Also, I'm not a minister anymore.
I think I'm gonna call this episode Drunkcast.
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 It's like
Mostly
Dreamcast.
drunk.
Drunkcast.
Mostly Drunkcast.
Because
Drunk?
I'm not.
Can I speak now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Drunkcast with Daniel and Fuckface.
No, it's
Look,
Darren.
this. God damn it! It's not working anymore.
Daryl,
Daryl.
comb your beard.
You said
Just stroke
my
your
name
beard.
wrong.
until
You're
it
drunker
falls
than
down.
I am.
Okay, so we're he's not even drinking. We're gonna call this one
Sans cast.
Drunkcast with double D, because you're D and you're D.
Oh!
Whoa!
It's
Word
like
association in the
Derek-
house.
Yeah. So I don't know what other interesting things have been going on in your
I
life.
saw a car.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Dan saw a car crash. Explain. Go into depth. Go into so much depth.
Okay, I was going to lunch on a little road called Road.
Road.
Not busy road.
Oh wait, is it Road Avenue? I know that one.
It was Road Court.
It was not busy road, turning right onto busy road.
Okay. You were going to lunch
And I was first in line to turn right, and all of a sudden, a black Volkswagen Beetle, a new model,
It's gotta be black, huh?
yeah, and a blue Ford Azus or something.
Okay. Shows
The
how much you know about
Volkswagen-
cars.
Chris, please.
Go.
The black Volkswagen Beetle smashes into this blue Ford Azus.
Okay.
You say it with
The
a
Ford
question.
Azus does a 360. The Volkswagen Beetle, which was the head-on collision, goes into a ditch. Me and this old guy in a green car next to mine, we look at each other. In the left lane next to mine, we look at each other. Oh, we're like, oh shit, maybe we should pull over and help these people. So we pulled over, and I did all the work. The old guy just stood there like, what should I do?
Wait, did he fondle himself? He's just like, I love car crashes.
Fondling and potatoes. What the fuck is your problem, Darren?
Well, we all know why the potato is the potatoes. But we don't know. I don't talk about fondling unless there is fondling people involved, such as pastors, priests.
Pastures? Like fields
Like cows?
of
You like to
grass?
feel cows' udders.
No, I don't like to. Priests like to. Priests like to go to pastures
Are you trying
and
to
feel their
besmirch
udders.
my church's name?
Yes.
I don't go to church. I don't go to church. I don't go to church. I don't go to church.
Dan, no joke. I thought when you were starting the story, you were in a car with an old man.
No.
No,
I'm
no.
really glad
He
you
was in
clarified
he was
that
in a green
different
car, like the kind of car that an old man shouldn't be driving.
Like a nice car?
Like a
Like-
Lincoln,
like a pimped out vehicle.
a caddy.
Like a
No, it
pimped
was just
out
it was just like a
auto.
lime green car that you'd think a teenage girl would be driving.
Ah.
So it
Don't
was,
talk about me that way.
okay. So there's a car crash at the end.
Oh, okay. That's
No.
fun times.
The lady in the ditch was hurt more than the kid in the Ford. It was the kid in the Ford's fault. Went down and like lifted the lady out of her little car, her Volkswagen Beetle. She would have probably been pretty hurt if it weren't for the airbag. She didn't need an ambulance, but called one anyway.
This story's getting real deep.
This is a pretty somber story.
This is
I think I
getting
need
real
more
somber.
whiskey. I mean, vodka. I mean,
I can't
everything.
remember what.
Well, tonight's episode is brought to you by Smirnoff. That's what got everyone drunk tonight. Smirnoff, if you want to sponsor us, please give us a call.
Send us.
Give us a call at bleep, bleep, bleep,
No.
bleep, bleep, bleep.
No. Our phone number is 867-5309.
309.
Yeah.
And you can
Well
check us out
played.
at www.youtube.com/videogamedonkey.
No.
Oh man.
Man, we got to cut that shit out.
No, it's fine.
Someone will get the joke.
Maybe Donkey himself, but that's it.
Anyways, I I'm actually more interested than the car crash. I'm more interested about what happened to you before
Yeah.
you got here.
I was just thinking that.
Oh, okay. I went to get you guys food.
Well, thank you for that, by
I
the
didn't
way.
even know that they had 20-piece chicken nuggets at McDonald's. I knew that they used to have a 50-piece bucket.
What?
Bucket.
Yeah, they did.
They just serve it in by the bucket load. Here, take all your goddamn chicken nuggets you need.
You guys never like went there for your daycare person. You guys never went to daycare, did you?
No.
No.
Okay, well,
My parents were like, "Fuck that, we're not spending money."
daycare
on
is
you."
like a terrifying place. If
Is
you're
it?
like me, because that's where all the rat kids go, whose parents abuse them.
Rat kids? Like,
Yes. Like
like
the
they're
kind that
half rat,
beat
half
you up
children?
because they're mad that their parents beat them, so they beat you.
Oh, so
Whoa.
bullies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa, another somber tone, Dan.
Listen. I'm just telling it like it is. So.
Real talk with the two dudes and guests.
And also the teacher there is really mean because you drop a toy and she's like, "That's my truck. What you do that for? That's my truck. I'm writing you up."
do you go to school in like
It was
the
like
middle of the
kinder
city?
care or some shit.
It was like kinder care? Oh, okay.
It was that place where they had just like 2 games for the NES and the SNES. Like it was Super Mario Kart and Monster Party, and that kid told me that Monster Party was haunted, so I never played.
Wait, okay, what happened with Monster... Okay, 2 stories. First, go back to what happened at McDonald's.
Okay, McDonald's. I go and get you guys your disgusting food
Great.
that I also partook in.
Okay.
Sinner.
He wags his finger, shakes his head.
Go ahead.
I go around, like, I didn't see the exit, so I go around the parking lot one more time. There's, like, 3 cars. They're full of, like, please.
I wondered if it would work.
Okay, they're full of...
They're full of minorities.
Okay.
3 of them are out. One of them, they're all wearing their, like, puffy coats and shit.
So you know some shit's going down.
Yeah,
Okay.
because one of them has a gun in his back pocket, and, like, they're, like, exchanging stuff, like money and probably drugs. And the other guy pulls out his gun. Like, shit. So I'm turning the corner, and one of the guys in the car starts going behind mine, so I think I'm fucked. Will you stop fingering your belly button and staring me dead in the temples?
Your temples.
So I, like, turn out of there. Like, I get out of there, go onto this... The guy is still following behind me, and I'm on this, like, really dark road next to a forest preserve where there's no street lights or anything, and he's still behind me, so I called you guys, like, hey...
Because you were freaked out?
Yeah, I thought it was...
He's like,
I
this
was
is
like-
my last will and testament. I give everything to the two dudes.
You're just like, guys, I feel I'm gonna die. I thought I was going to die. So, that's pretty much the end of that story, isn't it?
Yeah, and
'Cause
then
then
I
you showed
came
up
here, and then Darren showed me the inside of his belly button.
So what happened, what were we talking about before that? I forgot.
Monster Party.
Oh, Monster Party. It was haunted. How is Monster Party haunted?
Well, in the first level of Monster Party...
There's some silent
Oh, sorry,
communication
I was-
going on right now.
I was very interested in what was going on. On the first level of Monster Party, it's all nice and happy and stuff. Like, it's got, like, play school colors going on, like teal and, like, light teal and light pink and stuff. The sky is all blue. And then you get to, like, this giant cactus with a face on it. All of a sudden, the screen starts flashing and the sound effect is... You look at the screen and all of a sudden it's all bloody and, like, spooky. It's, like, Halloween-y. And the kid at the daycare, he's, like, big. Some big
Is that
kid.
relevant?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because I was afraid of him.
Oh,
so-
okay.
And also I
So you
believed
take his
everything he
word
said.
as
Yes.
law. Okay.
Don't judge me.
I'm not judging you. I'm just...
He got
I'm
vicious.
just, I'm just
He
clarifying.
told me before I ever played this, he's like, this game is haunted. There's monsters living in this game. Like, something along the lines of, if the screen changes to blood and guts or something like that, then you're fucked. You're cursed.
The game is cursed. You're
You're cursed because the game is cursed. The curse passes on to you.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I'm like, that's bullshit.
You didn't believe it?
I didn't believe it at first until the screen started flashing on me when I was playing. I was like, oh! Put in Super Mario.
Oh, the enclave.
Holy shit.
So that was your cursed game
That
story?
was my cursed game story.
There were a few games growing up I was scared of that weren't even scary.
Like what?
There was one game that I played on the PC called, I think it was Myst.
Oh my god.
That,
Like
That's
the
a good,
point
that's a
click-
very atmospheric game. So.
it scared me because it was just you, and
And there's
that was
nothing-
it.
Yeah, and you didn't know if there was like maybe there was gonna be something around the island.
I was scared, man.
I thought you were gonna be like, I was scared of that game. It was called My Little Ponies. Or I was scared of the Lemmings game, Lemmings paintball.
Pokemon Snap scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Don't fucking judge me on that shit, man.
What?
Animal
Wait.
Crossing.
Animal Crossing wasn't out yet, fool.
Shut your mouth.
Actually,
you don't
it was
even
being
know.
it was being developed for the N64, but it came out for the game.
Well, they needed the clock for it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
did-
originally it wasn't gonna. I think it might have come out in Japan for it. So
Oh.
it's called Dobutsu no Mari. Dobutsu no Mari.
Was there any other games, Nathan, that you were scared of?
Oh man, there were a couple. I actually, growing up, I only went on the computer every once in a while.
You couldn't afford it.
We couldn't really afford that much.
Okay.
He's from Cambodia.
Was it like Windows 95 or was it like?
It was
DOS?
Windows 95. Yeah.
You didn't have to like type in like
The
I forget what you
commands?
type in. Yeah, you had to like run C/.
Myst or some shit.
Doom.
No,
Yeah.
I never
C
played
/
Doom.
Blood.
I never played Doom. Growing up, my parents were actually pretty strict about the whole buying games for me thing until I turned about maybe 15 years old. No, not 15.
How old are you now?
Like 22. I don't know why I
22.
said like.
Oh, I'm sorry. Should we cut that?
No, it's fine.
Run!
Yeah.
What
But-
are you doing?
I don't know.
Are you trying to hold your jaw together?
No, I'm doing weird
trying-
things
your
with my
beard is-
beard.
Your beard is falling off, and you're trying to keep it.
Oh, my beard! No.
Okay. Go.
Darren here has the sexiest beard I've ever goddamn seen in my life.
And it's soft.
Oh.
I never
that's-
felt it. Can I feel your beard,
that's
please?
how I-
hold,
yeah, sure.
hold it up to the microphone so I can.
So they can hear.
Rub, 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 rub.
You
It's not as soft as he says, but it still feels very nice on the fingertips.
No, that's because you only grabbed like the goatee area. You gotta just like brush it, and just.
Who would want
Can
to
you
brush your
store?
face?
Can you store like?
You'd be surprised. I have a lot of friends that are just like, they just come up to me and they're just like, ah! I'm like, why are you attacking me?
Do you ever store bits of food for later?
No, I store dead bodies. I mean, I store potatoes.
I didn't think your
Potatoes again. Have a potato counter in the corner.
I didn't think your beard was capable of such power.
You underestimate my beard, weak one.
Do you have like a zipper on this? So like you unzip
On my
it and it's just
folds?
like. What was that? In our junior high, there was this teacher's aide who had like the biggest dewlap you've ever seen in your life.
Who? The teacher's aide?
Yeah, she like.
That was a lady who taught computer class.
Was it
No,
Miss Calais?
no, it wasn't. It wasn't Miss Calais. It was somebody else. She had a way bigger dewlap. It was like
I have no idea.
I.
Well, we
One-
got way off topic here.
Sorry.
Nathan, what was the other games you were scared of?
I don't know. Like I was saying, growing up, my parents had a strict rule. I didn't really have rated M games until I was like maybe 13 years old.
Oh,
I remember the first M game I wanted to buy was Reservoir Dogs. I really wanted to buy that
What
game.
was that for?
It was like PS2, I
Xbox
think.
and PS2.
They didn't let me get it though. But I remember like the first M-rated game they bought me. I picked it out at my local store and I was like, yeah, can I have that game? And this guy was like, you don't look 18, you can't buy this. And I was freaked out. I was like, and I ran to my mom. And I was like, please buy me this game, please, 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 please. And she bought it for me, and this guy had like this really dissatisfied look on his face, like,
Mom.
And I was just like, bitch, suck my dick.
What was the game? Reservoir Dogs?
I wanted to get that. I never bought it. I never even played it. I've wanted to for a while. But what can you do? One game that I played on the computer was Where in Time's Carmon San Diego.
Where in time?
Where in Time.
Not Where in the World?
Nope, Where in Time.
I never actually played any Carmon San Diego games.
You didn't? We had to play them at, like, regular...
Fucking
Well, I wasn't
Mavis
any
Bacon.
fucking good at them.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember only playing it like once.
Number
I had Mrs.
Muncher.
Green.
Oh,
Did you
okay.
have in 3rd grade?
I don't know.
That's when I played it.
Yeah, I had Where in Time is Carmon San Diego. It's like a cheap knockoff.
Is it? Well, I'm assuming it's like a
the
sequel.
same.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. But like you go back into like fucking Roman times, and then you go into ancient Aztec and ancient China.
This game assumes multiple things. 1, time travel is possible. 2, at least 2 people in the world have the ability to time travel.
It's for little kids, though. I mean, they're not
And-
going to look that far into it.
And 3, women can time travel. I mean, seriously,
we all know that if a woman gets in a time machine, she'll be vaporized.
her
So,
vagina will just explode from the inside out.
It'll get sealed.
And then it became...
I do not
It's
endorse
just-
these statements.
It's just
Yeah,
like
I don't
the lips
either.
close up forever.
And then it became incredibly sexist, and
She's-
all my female friends disowned me.
It's like
CJane.com.
she's the fucking Metatron from Dogma, just flat. She's a Ken doll down there now.
It might be Dodwin.
You talking about Star Wars? I misheard you. I thought you said
So what about?
Tatooine.
Did you guys ever play like Putt Putt or Spy Fox or
I played Spy Fox.
you did which one? Dry cereal?
I don't remember.
Spy Fox and dry cereal.
I played Pajama Sam.
I didn't play any of those games. I didn't get. My parents were like, "Oh, you want to get? Just play Zelda. Go. Just play Zelda."
And thus created the
no
legend of
skim
Chris.
milk,
Yes.
no ice cream, and definitely no no.
No dry humping.
I just know the goat. His name was like Billy the Kid, and he stole all the goat. He stole all the dairy milk because he wanted to replace it with goat's milk.
I thought you were gonna say he stole all the goat semen. Like, why? Why did he steal the goat semen?
There's like a pelican.
Dan?
There's a pelican, and he like when you go up to him and talk to him, he's like, "Want to see my tattoo?" And he rips open his shirt, and it's like different tattoo every time.
And doesn't it loop into like one of them? It loops
Yeah,
into
one of them goes,
infinity.
"Want to see my tattoo? My tattoo? My tattoo? My tattoo?" I wish I had a tattoo like that.
You know, it's funny because you guys talk about all like these kid games and shit. Dude, when I was little, my parents were like, "Let's play Mortal Kombat 2." And like they would beat the shit out of me and then rip off my stomach or something. I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. And then I played Baldur's Gate, where if you hit people for enough damage, they fucking explode, including children.
Sounds kind
And
of like Diablo.
Yeah, I played Diablo as well, where you fight satanic demons and they bleed all over the place. And then I played Fallout 1 and 2, where you can literally go around and just murder everyone in the most horrific ways possible,
You mean by
including
shooting
children.
them or hitting them, like shooting them like this, or hitting them like this?
Like, Darren, don't get me wrong. I mean, my parents didn't let me buy those games, but my grandparents, whenever I went over to their house for Christmas Eve or something, there was Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. That I played some of the most vicious games, and that, I guess, in a way, developed a bloodlust in me that was like, I kind of want to play Reservoir Dogs.
Ah,
What was the first games you? Oh, I'm sorry.
no.
What was the first video games y'all's ever played?
I guess I'll go first and then we can go in this order.
Okay.
I don't remember what
Shut
the
up.
No.
God damn it! No, I'm fine. The first game I ever played, it was probably either Lemmings Paintball, and it was awful, or a game called Gladiator, I think is the name of it. It like only ran on like Windows 95, and it was like you play as an orange square, move around and shoot gray squares, and I was like, this is awesome. The gray squares bleed.
What was it for?
It was for a computer. It was
What
an
kind of
old ass game. This is like from 1995. Mortal Kombat 2 is up there too, because I was pretty young when I played that.
Okay.
You, Nathan, go!
I played a lot of Pajama Sam and Where in Time is Carmon
Oh,
San
I forgot
Diego.
about Pajama Sam.
Those two are the games that I played the most.
I forgot
on
about
95.
Gex.
And Gex? I don't fucking play
I don't play
Gex.
Gex.
I don't support lizards.
Gex? What are you, gay?
What are you, one of them
Yeah.
homosexicals that you have
Homosexicals.
on a popsicle when you're all like, this is a delicious homosexical, and you're all like, yes.
Well, I don't know why you touched me. Dan, your first game.
Marathon.
Marathon?
Marathon by Bungie. I always try and get you guys to play it, or at least.
Hey,
I've
I'll play
played it.
Yeah, it's free. You can get it You can just get it online. It's called Aleph 1 for Mac or PC. It's free.
Huh.
Online play was on the
Isn't the
first
second,
game to have mouse look.
Isn't the second one on Xbox? One of the marathons.
Xbox Live, yeah. But I mean, you're not gonna get the story if
You don't play the first one?
you have to read too to get the story.
Oh,
Like when I played it, I
reading.
couldn't read, so I had to have my dad read the story to me. It was pretty fucking complex shit.
Like, my first game was... Like, because you all play games for the computer and stuff, but, like, my first game was, like, Battletoads. Like, where you just destroy people by having your hand turn, like, giant and knocking them off the screen, or smashing into walls and accidentally killing your friend who you're playing with at the time.
You know, that explains a lot about you, Chris.
Shut up! Anyways, we're reaching the end of this here podcast. So,
How long have we been going? About an hour.
yeah, about an hour.
Got like 2 minutes.
Well, it doesn't have to be exact.
I want it to be exact.
Well, too fucking bad.
Let's just have a chant. Let's just have a chant the rest of the time.
No.
Well, it appears they've gone into Hungarian Europe. Thanks for listening to Two Dudes, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. If you like it, please fucking favorite it and comment on it and do all that stupid stuff. Anyways, my name is Chris.
I'm Nathan.
I am Darren.
Damn.
He's Dan. Thank you for listening. Please come back again. Please?
Please.
Don't listen to this show.
Don't do it,
How
please!
dare you, sir?
You should check out my YouTube page. I don't even know my YouTube page.
Okay, anyways,
anymore.
we'll see you. Goodbye.